back in March too? Your birthday coming up too?
Yeah, Monday.
I thought so.
Be 38.
Hurry up and get home, we got dinner for Sarah.
My mom told me stop telling everybody my age. She said, you messing me up.
Good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting of the City of Lenoir for Tuesday, March the 5th, 2024. We welcome you here this evening with us. We're glad that you came out. As we normally do, we'll start in just a minute with our call to order with a moment of silence and a pledge of allegiance. And I hope everyone had a great weekend. So please rise and go for a moment of silence. Thank you. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our first order of business tonight, or as a matter scheduled for public hearing, this is an ordinance amendment. We will hold a hearing for consideration of an ordinance amendments relating to Chapter 9. This is flood damage prevention of the Lenoir Code of Ordinances as submitted. And we have Hannah Williams, our planning director, is with us to give us some information to talk about here.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. Our flood damage prevention ordinance tends to match the state's. There were some changes at the state level with 160D changes that affected the flood damage prevention ordinance, as well as some changes in language to the National Flood Insurance Program. And so we just incorporated those changes into our ordinance, and that's pretty much it. Nothing of substance is truly changing about how we regulate in the floodplain.
Okay. Thank you. The public hearing is open, so now if there's anyone who would like to address the council concerning this ordinance amendment as presented, or ask questions or whatever, you're willing can do so at this time. So public hearing is open. All right. And seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. I will turn it over to council.
I would say, Mayor, this
Yes,
is the
sir.
second reading. Last month, or last meeting, you went back and called for the public hearing, and you saw the ordinance at that time, so this is considered the second reading. So you can vote tonight on it.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other comments or questions, council, concerning anything? We do welcome David Lackey, our stand-in attorney tonight. Mr. Rohr is under the weather a little bit, so he is not with us. So thank you, David, for coming and being a part of us tonight. All right, I'll entertain a motion for approval, if that's what you like. Oh, wait a minute. I got to close the public hearing. Thank you for that. I will close the public hearing, and I'll now turn it over to council for any consideration or motion.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance amendments to our flood damage prevention program.
Thank you. Have a motion from Councilmember Purdue that we approve the amendments as presented for Chapter 9 for our Lenoir Code of Ordinances as submitted. No other discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Thank you. That is approved. Thank you very much for that. We will move on then to consent agenda items. Tonight consists of minutes of our city council meeting of Tuesday, February the 6th, 2024. And item B are minutes of our city council meeting of Tuesday, February 20th, 24. Both have been submitted. I'll entertain anything from the council concerning the minutes on the consent agenda item.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve items A and B as presented.
Thank you. Have a motion from Councilmember Beal that we approve the minutes A and B on the consent agenda item as presented. No other discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Thank you. That carries unanimously. We're now on our agenda to time for requests and petitions of any citizens. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, now is the time to do so. If you will, please come to the podium and give us your name and address for that. Good evening, sir.
Everybody. How you doing? I'm James Wilfong. I'm pastor of Highways and Hedges. I live in Gamewell, 1555 Mill Hill Road. I just want to say I want to thank the city for your patience with me. Y'all done a good job, and I want to thank my brother for allowing the homeless to take showers. I think we've done a pretty good job, and we had DC set for now. I just want my hat's off to the city. Just want to tell y'all thank you. That's all.
That's a good-looking hat, too.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the only problem I got with you right there, friend. That's the wrong hat.
And my buddy's got a good-looking sweater on, too.
That's why I stick with this man right here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, Hack and Cowboys don't get any better than that.
He's pulling for both. All right. Anyone else that wants to address the council at this time for requests and petitions? Citizens. All right. We don't see anyone else, so we'll move on to reports of boards and commissions. And tonight we'll introduce and hear from our plant administrator for the Western Piedmont Council of Governments, Mr. Rick Oxford. He's here to hold the first of two public meetings to receive comments regarding the proposed FY 2024 action plan of the Lenoir City Council, the City of Lenoir, and the Unifor Home Consortium as part of the 5-year consolidated plan. This plan is required by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, outlines goals and action plans of the City of Lenoir and the Uniform Home Consortium, and its use of Community Development Block Grant Funding, which is CDBG, and home funds for the fiscal year 2024, beginning July 1st, 2024, and ending June 30th, 2025. The City of Lenoir serves as the lead entity for the Unifor Consortium. Rick, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. So I'm here twice a year, two times in the spring, or it's not quite spring yet, but anyhow, so I have to have two meetings before the council. One we call a public meeting, the second we'll call a public hearing. At the second, I'll ask you to approve the budget and submission of an action plan, which I submit to HUD, which is part of the process for them to release the CDBG funds to the city and also the home funds to the city. So each year the city receives CDBG funds, Community Development Block Grant funds, that can be used for a variety of different purposes. End result is typically to benefit low to moderate income through housing or public facilities or water, sewer, streets. So let me speak to that while I'm on that subject. I don't know how much money you'll receive because we haven't been notified yet. But last year we received $142,000. And what we use that money for is the old Lenoir High School complex, making renovations there. So we think we'll receive a similar amount this year, and we're going to continue, or we're doing renovations at the old Lenoir High School. That includes the auditorium, the gym, the football field, the band building, and any exterior buildings outside of that. Any questions on that?
Any questions of Rick concerning the funding?
Okay. All right, now I'll speak to the home program. The City of Lenoir is the lead entity for a 4-county-wide, 28 local government consortium. And both of these programs have been in existence since 1996, I believe. They both received their first funding. And they're funded every year after that, as long as we submit the action plans. So we do an action plan every year. Every 5 years, we do a consolidated plan. So it's more in depth. The home program last year received $1.2 million. And with it, the activities that it does is a 4-county-wide down payment assistance program for first-time homebuyers. We also work with multifamily housing developers that are doing low-income housing tax credit projects, apartment complexes, 50 units, maybe to 95 units. We've done those all over the 4 counties. Done 1, 2, 3, 4 in Lenoir. So, and what we do there is we make a loan to that developer. It's typically $300,000. It's a low interest loan. They pay it back over 20 years. They're applying for funding through the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. Because we give them a letter of commitment to the project, that helps them score better because it's a competitive process across the state. So we're glad to work with all those developers. It creates affordable housing. They also call it workforce housing. But they're all low-income housing tax credit projects. We also fund what we call CHODOs, Community Housing Development Organizations. Those are nonprofit organizations doing housing-related activities that benefit low to moderate income people. And locally, we fund Habitat. We fund all 4 habitats, and sometimes it'll be some other nonprofit organization that is doing some housing project that we'll fund. That's not me.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sound off.
So we do the down payment assistance, the CHODO, and the multifamily, and that's our activities that we undertake.
You mentioned
with
the down
home
payment
program.
assistance. That was increased from 5,000.
Yep, I'll talk about that.
Okay.
So the down payment assistance program is, used to be $5,000 that we would assist a home buyer with. But interest rates went up, housing costs went up, and we're working with low to moderate income people, and that's people with incomes, household incomes at or below 80% of the area median income. So it's hard to get in a house. And HUD establishes a maximum purchase price. They establish a maximum income per family size. So we've got all these little restrictions that make it difficult. So we increased what used to be $5,000 to 20% of the purchase price, capping out at $30,000. And this is a loan. It is a zero interest loan with zero monthly payment. They will trigger repayment if and when they sell, refinance, or otherwise transfer the property. If they do one of those things, they got to pay us back. But we forgive half of that loan at the 10-year anniversary of the loan. So if they sell in year 11, they owe us back half of what we gave them. And to qualify, they have to be under the income limit per family size. And for example, one person, the limit is $39,950. 2 people, it's $45,650. And that's gross we're looking at. They have to have at least $500 of their own money they're putting in the deal. They have to be able to obtain a loan from one of our participating lenders. And those are local lenders that are willing to work with our program. Maximum purchase price for new construction is $251,000. And there's not a lot of new construction under $251,000. new construction, let's see, or existing home in Caldwell County is $217,000, maximum purchase price for an existing home. So you can see all those constraints make it difficult. But we also work with products that the Housing Finance Agency has. They have an Advantage program that can provide $15,000. They have a Community Partners Loan Pool, which at the Council of Governments, we've started administering that. They can get up to $50,000, but that's payable once they pay off their first mortgage. So we have a lot of different products that we try to tie together to make housing affordable as best we can. And let's see. To date, we've assisted 2,812 people throughout the four-county area since the program started. We've done 22 multifamily housing, or 22 multifamily apartment complexes. Some of those complexes also are just for seniors. And that's leveraged, what, $164 million. So a lot of money is leveraged. And we've assisted 14 different nonprofit organizations. So, any questions?
Any questions of Rick? Yes, sir.
Question, maybe you can clarify, maybe go back over this, where you said it was $0 down payment, $0 down payment, and $0 monthly payments. Could you explain that to me? Or
Okay, we provide, if you're buying a house, we can provide 20% of the purchase price. We charge 0 interest on that. It is a loan, but we charge 0 interest. And you'll make no payment on that loan until you sell or refinance. And then we forgive, if you make it to 10 years, we'll forgive half of that loan, or half of that loan becomes a gift to you.
But you don't have to pay back.
You don't have to pay that back. You will have to pay back half of it.
Half of it.
But you,
do make a monthly payment at 0%. You do make a monthly payment on your mortgage.
on your mortgage
On your
that you
mortgage,
get
that's what
from
he's
the
asking.
bank,
Yes.
but nothing to
Nothing to
us.
y'all, right.
Nothing to us.
And this is 0%.
So your mortgage amount is based on what you're borrowing from that lender
Right.
and based on the current interest rate they're charging.
And the increase in what you're doing is so that doesn't have to come out of pocket for that person.
Yep. Any questions?
I'm good.
Any other questions for Rick?
So I'll be back
We know you will.
sometime before May the 15th, okay? HUD will let us know what the funding amounts will be.
Yep. Thank you, Rick. By the way, before you leave, we understand congratulations are in order. Your life has changed, we understand,
Yeah.
in the last little bit.
Yeah, in many different ways.
Well, very excited for you, and we look forward to meeting her.
Okay, all right,
at some
thank you.
point.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Rick. Got married. All right, we'll move on then on the agenda to our report and recommendations of the city manager, Mr. Hildebrand.
Mayor, Council, tonight I'll be very brief. Just a couple items for information. The City County Service Committee will meet on Monday, March 11th at noon at the J.E. Broyhill Civic Center. The National League of Cities Congressional City Conference is going to be held this weekend beginning, which says Monday, but it actually starts Sunday, but March 10th through Wednesday, March 13th. Representing the city, I will be attending along with Councilmember Todd Perdue and City Attorney T.J. Rohr, depending on his recovery. And then the ABC Board will meet on Tuesday, March 12th at 2 p.m. And it says on there for the Thursday, but it's actually Tuesday. The Lenoir Tourism Development Authority will meet on Thursday, March 14th at 4 p.m., and that's going to be held at the Highland Thistle Bed and Breakfast located at 1344 Harper Avenue. The Lenoir Business Advisory Board will meet on Thursday, March 14th, 6 p.m., and that'll be 3rd floor City Hall. And the Parks and Rec Commission, or Advisory Board, will meet on Monday, March 18th, 6 p.m., and that's going to be held at MLK Center. And I believe that's all I have, unless you have questions of any event.
Any questions of city manager of any events? Anything coming up? Thank you. And we have no items for council action. All right, we'll go to our attorney. I know Mr. Lackey, I don't doubt you have any items to present unless he instructed you to.
He did recommend that you not catch COVID.
We will abide by that, we hope. Thank you for that.
C word.
And I don't have any recommendations or reports to make tonight of anything that we have going on. Any council members have anything that they would like to?
As the manager said, we'll be going to Washington next week, and we are scheduled to meet Monday with Senator Budd, Senator Tillis, and Representative Fox
yeah.
on Monday. So we'll bring back some information from Washington, and if there's anything in particular you'd like for us to discuss, just let us know. We'll try to change them, maybe.
Do we need a delegate? No?
There's no voting.
No, nothing
No
this time. Good. Have fun.
On that? Yeah, it's always a great trip to,
Yeah.
to Washington, especially, a lot of things going on. I'm sure you'll hear a lot of, any speakers that we have particularly going on up there?
There are several different sessions and speakers, but I don't know of anybody of any particular notoriety, but
I'll run for office right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
They'll go
they're
busy.
spending all their time, politicking right now. Yeah. Okay, if there's nothing else to come before us, anyone? We stand adjourned.